Rolling. Long time no see. That's all I feel like I can say, but there is so much that has happened, and I feel like I'm just so happy to finally have figured it out to kind of be able to sit down with you. So basically, let's cut to the chase. So what's been going on is I got that job down in the mall in Torrance, and I've been hopping between home and my friend's place who lives down there. She also works, like we work together. So I've just been so busy. I have not been able to just sit down and film a video, quite literally. And when I do have like a few seconds to spare, I'm just so exhausted. But, and I'm only home, here in this room for like a day out of the week. But because my schedule has changed, because our boss cut our hours, I only have like 3 days out of the week where I work, which is fine, and I'll get into it. And so I've just been so, like, this is the first week where I've just been home for a few days. I've been home since, today's Sunday, so I've been home since like Friday. Yeah, Friday is when I got home. And yeah, I'm just, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know how I'm here, how I'm alive, but I'll tell you, really nothing has, there have been things that have happened, but I wouldn't say it was anything, well, just a few things that were monumental. But aside from these few isolated events, I don't feel like much has happened. But so yesterday I went to a concert with my friend, and it was for, the artist was Mon Laferte. And I don't know if you guys know her. She's like this Mexican slash Chilean singer. And my friend, I found out about her like last winter because my friend, played her in the car. And I was like, oh, I like her music. She has this one song called Si Tu Me Quisieras. It's literally my favorite song from her. And you guys should go. But basically, you should listen to it. But it was basically like just a heartbreak song. But, I just, I rolled out of bed just now. I'm getting a haircut today, thank goodness, because my hair is so long. But I feel like this past month, I don't know how I'm doing it. But so one thing that I really wanted to start talking about was I posted these horoscopes on TikTok for each rising sign, astrology. I didn't think that so many people would be fascinated by what I had to say. And literally, it turned into a full-blown thing. I opened up another listing on my Etsy, and it's like a big six analysis. They sell so well, you guys. I cannot believe it. And I've made enough to pay my rent this month. Obviously, I didn't actually use it to pay my rent. I've been spending it as Etsy's been giving me the money. And I'd say that it's just put a lot less strain on me in like my financial situation. I'm so grateful, and I'm trying to push it, now that I have more time, or at least I think I'm gonna have more time. I want to get back into this, and I want to put effort into Witch Obsession again. I got so burnt out, you guys, and I got so tired. And I feel like the main reason for it is just because, like, I feel like, well, the reason I was burnt out is because I felt like I was getting, like, no views, and I was, like, working, like, filming these videos, and I was like, okay, I think I'm just, like, exhausted. Let me take a second. And there's also just no new tarot decks, you guys. I don't know. I feel like for me, my favorite part of tarot decks is collecting the actual decks, and like seeing other people use them. It's just like, I don't like the current trend of tarot decks. I feel like it's very oversaturated, and just like not as exciting anymore, because my favorite part about tarot decks and when I buy them is I like to feel like I found something, you know, like I like to feel like this is like special, you know, because not everyone knows about it, they don't know the name of it, and I found it, you know, or like I saw it and it's like, but now there's like websites dedicated to just browsing tarot decks, and you know, I don't really like it as much because I feel like it kind of takes away a lot of the charm with small businesses, which is that I feel they're obviously more obscure and they are more, you know, and I don't know, I don't want to sound tacky because I don't want to say that I don't want small businesses to be supported, but I feel like there's just something more special about it, that and it just like a whole website dedicated to tarot decks to me is like a cool concept, and I'm not hating on it. But like I said, I feel like it's like very oversaturated, and I don't know. I just don't. Me personally, I just don't like it. That's all I have to say about it. You know, I feel like it takes away from a lot of the charm, and it gives Amazon. You know, like I don't know, like it doesn't give small business. It just gives Amazon to me. But nevertheless, I do appreciate that there are websites out there that are trying to support small businesses. So I want to get back into buying tarot decks and collecting them. But I want to keep growing this astrology situation. And a lot of people have been like emailing me and messaging me. They're like, oh, can you be my astrologer? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys really trust me with that? You know, not saying that I'm a bad astrologer. I don't really even consider myself an astrologer, you guys. I just thought it was something that I really liked, and people are like labeling me as an astrologer, and I was like, okay. But and I just, oh, I'm so tired. And I feel like I've just been really drained. I'm also trying to quit coffee. Today's like my fourth day being sober, you know, not drinking coffee, because it was like getting really bad because I was really overwhelmed, you know, with all this TikTok stuff, and you know, I'm the only person running it, you know, and I'm like responding to all these emails, doing all these orders, and I'm like juggling a part-time job, you know, I'm like commuting to it, you know, it's like 2 hours worth of driving, and on top of that, I'm like taking my friend places, and it's really overwhelming. And you know, I've even gotten an email that was like, I could be your personal assistant, and I just feel like all this pressure is helping me grow. I was really appreciative that this person asked me to help me out, but I feel like I need like to be in the deep end, and I need to learn the ropes of this, and I feel like I need to just like, you know, and like dive headfirst, you know. And I do feel like it's been making me grow, and it's been making me manage my time a little bit differently. It's overwhelming. You know, I have orders that I need to do literally right after I film this, because I knew this needed to, you know, upload. So I'm gonna film this, you know, talk to you guys, and then I'm going to upload it. And while it's uploading, I'm gonna do the orders, and then hopefully get something else done. And then I need to literally head out to go get my hair cut. But yeah, back to my point. I decided to stop drinking coffee because one, it was making my skin really bad. You know, this is kind of like the remnants of it. I'm healing, and obviously like I'm bouncing between two completely different weather like climates. You know, up here it's really hot and dry. Down there it's a little bit more humid, and my skin's like adjusting, and like the situation's different. So my skin's been getting irritated, but there have been a number of products that I've been using, and you know, anyways, I'll get into that in a second. I'll get into the like products in a little bit. But it was getting so bad to where I was drinking 2 coffees a day. And maybe for some of you guys that isn't that bad. You know, some people drink like 3-4 coffees a day. But for me, I just find it very unsustainable energetically and financially, because I feel like when I start drinking coffee like that, it's because I'm tired. But I feel like the coffee, you know, it's like whenever you take melatonin gummies every single day, you know, it's just like your body starts to depend on an external substance to, you know, produce that chemical. I feel the same way about caffeine, where I feel like when I start drinking so much of it, my body starts relying on it, you know, to be energized and to have capacity. And even though I'm like exhausted out of my brains right now, I know that this push is worth it. And, you know, it's just like financially better, you know, like two coffees a day is like what, like $10. And, you know, that's not that bad considering my Starbucks order used to literally be $9. I get 85 now and Dutch Bros, but you know, it's still just like it's not good for you. And I don't mean that in a way that's like you should not drink it, you know, like I know it's not good for me. I'm still drinking, I don't care. But I just feel like it if I had gone any longer doing that, I can't imagine how much harder it would have been to quit because I'm already getting cravings. I just want it, and you know, I'm tired, but I know it's not gonna be good if I get it. So what I've been doing is I've just been getting like a sparkling water from there because it's like I still get that thrill of getting a beverage, but it's like not caffeine and it's not as sugary or there's not as much like milk and stuff in it, you know. And I'm trying to improve my health and I'm trying to change it. And my skin is definitely where, you know, this, I'm not mad about how it is right now because I ate a bunch of sugar over the weekend. I'm not even mad because it was worth it. However, there's been a series of products that I've been trying and all of them messed up my skin. Y'all, I was using these Mediheal tea tree pads. You guys are gonna make fun of me, but and they were drying my skin out. I did not know tea tree oil was drying. I thought that because I knew that tea tree oil was antibacterial by nature, so I thought that by using it on my skin, you know, it was going to kill bacteria, but it ended up not being a vibe. Sorry, my neighbor's like outside. Anyways, and it just was messing up my skin. I think my skin's honestly still recovering from it. And, you know, it just dried out my skin really bad and it caused it to break out. I noticed that my face was like extremely red, like just really inflamed. And I was so confused because I felt like, you know, for how much coffee I was drinking, it felt like it shouldn't be that bad. Do you get what I'm saying? So I, you know, was kind of questioning it because I went live on TikTok and this person was like, "Are you okay?" And I was at first kind of like, you know, whatever, like they're just like being rude. But then I thought about it, I was like, dude, am I okay? You know, my skin, you know, it's bad. Like it's really bad, you know. It looked like this, but it was like really red, you know. It was just like these little spots were like really inflamed. And I was just really confusion because I was thinking, you know, I thought I was so I omitted the tea tree pads and I started using this other thing. It's like a kombucha cleanser. It's by Fresh. And you know, I would go get them, but I just don't feel like it. And it was like a cleanser, but the girl in Sephora told me that she had been using it as a toner. And I started doing that and it kind of helped. It was definitely better than the tea tree pads, but I still felt like there was something wrong, you know. And I spent a good penny on that. That thing was like $50, y'all. So I was kind of mad, but you know, I was looking up reviews of it and it's a leave-on cleanser, which I don't believe in. I feel like that's kind of a dumb idea. At least the way I was using it, I don't think it should be used as a toner. I think that it should genuinely just be used as like, you know, like those oil blotting papers. I feel like it should be used as like a more advanced version of that. So here's what I did. I have like this rose water in my bathroom and I've been using that as a toner instead, and already I can tell my skin's healing. And I ordered this aloe vera toner. Oh, there's so much to talk about. And I was using this kombucha cleanser as like an actual cleanser. You know how when you like double cleanse at night, you use an oil, like a balm or like just literal oil to clean off this SPF and stuff, and then you like use your, you know, moisture, like your cleanser. So I've been using like, imagine instead of the oil, I use like the kombucha cleanser. So that's what I do in the morning now. And y'all, when I tell you I put the cleanser on my hand and I did this, it got all sudsy, you know, like it was like bubbly, you know, as if it was like a real soap. And I was just thinking, dude, I cannot believe I was leaving this on my skin, you know? It it's not, that's, I should not be leaving that on my skin, you know? At least that should not be the first thing that is touching my skin after I clean it. It's literally like leaving soap on your face, you know? So I'm glad I changed that, and I can tell that my skin is much happier and I'm healing. Thank goodness. And, you know, there was a bunch of things I omitted from my routine, you know, like I omitted the serum and stuff because I thought that it was just my skin was too, like I was putting too much on. But it turns out that it was those tea tree pads and it was reacting with other things on my face. You know, it just really irritated me. Anyways, I got this aloe vera toner because last spring I had bought this aloe vera toner from Marshalls. Dude, I wish I kept that bottle to just know what it was. I wish, oh my gosh, that was like the holy grail, y'all. My skin has never been that clear in my entire life. That was like a life-changing product. It was nice. It was like in a glass bottle and it was like this deep green and it was like 98% aloe. And so when you put it on like a toner or like a cotton pad, it was like slimy. Oh my goodness, it was gorgeous. It saved my life. So I'm hoping that this aloe vera toner that I got on Amazon is just as good, if not better. Because if it is, it's going to be like a holy grail. I was also using this rice toner for a while, which is still pretty good. You know, it wasn't bad. And, you know, I think it did me justice. But I feel like, first of all, I didn't feel like it really hydrated my skin. I feel like milky toners aren't really a vibe, for me at least. And maybe for other people it is, but for me it wasn't. I don't know. I just felt like it was just water, you know, like it just felt like water. I don't know. I feel like milky toners are just, it's just water. Which there's nothing inherently wrong with that because a lot of toners are just water, but I need something like that will actually hydrate my skin. And there was this other one called Fresh from that kombucha, and it was like this rose water toner, and it had like actual rose petals in it. It was $48. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just don't believe, I do believe in spending that much money on skincare, but for me, it is just not ideal. It is not ideal for me right now, and I feel like if I can find a toner that is half the price and it will do the same exact thing, I feel like that's more of like an aesthetic, you know? I just feel like expensive skincare is kind of a scam because realistically, skincare boils down to like your everyday habits as opposed to like what you put on your face. I feel like putting too many products on your face is just like, it works, but at the same time, it's just kind of, there are other parts of your life that you can change to kind of compensate not having to use so many products. And for me, it's just not ideal because, you know, obviously with my living situation, I don't want to have to carry like 50 billion products up and down, back and forth. It's just not ideal. It's more things to forget. But yeah, so I'm glad I figured that out. I'm glad I kind of sorted that. And I think I have perfected the skincare routine that I want. And hopefully by next time you guys see me, my skin will be so much better. But, you know. So I'm really happy about that. I've also been continuously buying jewelry. I don't care. I love it. But I also got this new jewelry case. I'm sure you guys can see it. You see that thing below? That it's like 2 layers. This one's like a box. And then this one's like a tray. It's like a box tray. I'm not going to carry it because it's too heavy. But yeah. I've just been collecting more. And I feel like it's one of those things that makes me genuinely happy. So I've just been like kind of like, just, you know. And my head hurts. I laid in bed for so long, you guys. I woke up at like noon and then I got out of bed at like 1. And I feel like I need some water. I can't wait to get my hair cut. But I feel like one thing that I've been thinking about a lot I don't know how much I told you guys about this, but you know, I know I told you guys about it in the month of like October, somewhere around that time frame, about, you know, this falling out that I had with this group of friends. If long story short, when I moved to California, I moved in with my best friend, and a lot happened, and we just kind of like, it was just not good, you guys, and it was just not good. And then when I moved out, we didn't talk for a while, and then we started talking again, and we like reconciled, and you know, we fixed it. And then like in the next year, we had like this falling out because, you know, we were hanging out and some things happened, and then we just like got into a really big fight. We stopped talking. I removed her off my spam account because that's like, and then like she unfollowed me and everything else, which was justified. And like I just like the whole group, like we just like, I have to say, like it wasn't something that directly happened between us. It was something that happened with a mutual, and she like unfollowed me on social media, and everyone was like not yelling at me, but like pressuring me to apologize to her. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I feel like my point is that it didn't matter what I said to this person because she was already very unwilling to accept anything that I said. You know, she unfollowed me first, and she like, you know, that like, maybe if you're older than me, that's just like not a big deal to you, but to me, to in our generation, in Gen Z, that's like a big deal. If you unfollow somebody or if you make them unfollow you, that is like tea, you know, like something happened, you know. I'm sure you guys hear about it on like pop culture all the time, like, oh, Kendall Jenner unfollowed this you know, it's just like a big deal. But anyways, she unfollowed me and made me unfollow her on all my accounts, including TikTok, which is like petty. And so I don't know why this my best friend was like arguing with me and telling me to apologize to her, unless I apologize to her in a way that's like, I did everything wrong, you did nothing wrong, it's completely my fault, I'm so sorry. And I just didn't feel like that. You know, I didn't feel like I did everything wrong. I was like, okay, basically what had happened was, and I know I'm, you know, if you have been around, you know what I'm talking about, but if you're new here, so what had happened was, a group of friends and I, we were all going out one night or one day. And so the night before, it was like 10 p.m. And mind you, we had to get up early because I was picking literally like what everyone up, you know. So where we live, it's like where she was going to school, it's like out of the way from where we're going. So, and it was like a 2 hour drive, you know, and I the night before, everyone starts texting the group chat. They're like, "Hey, are you going? Are you going?" And so like I got really annoyed. I'm not gonna lie. This was like wrong of me, but I got really annoyed because everyone was like, "Are you going?" And I could tell that everyone was frustrated. Even my friend was frustrated, you know, like my best friend that we had the phone, because she was texting me about it on the side. And, you know, like she's like, she always does that. Like every time something happened with her, like that mutual, she'd immediately text me. And she's like irritating me. She's, you know, pissing me off. I don't, like, why is she always like this? Like, F her, you know, literally stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, I would rather not lie about it and do this behind your back. I'm doing it. Like I texted the group chat and I was like, are you going or not? You know, I was mad because if she was going, that would mean I probably had to pick her up. And I needed to know if she was going or not. So I know who all is going to be in my car, who's, you know, like what time to wake up and how you know what I'm saying? I was the driver because no one could drive in that group. She could drive, but she was too scared to drive on the freeway, which I respect. And I'm like, I will compensate that, but I need to know if you're going or not, to know if I'm picking you up. And I need to know who's in my car because it just really frustrated me. So I texted the group chat. I was like, are you going or not? And she doesn't give me a solid answer. She doesn't say yes or no. She says, I'm really busy. You know, I have a lot going on. And I was like, that doesn't answer my question. I hope next time you will be more communicative because I find the lack of communication very disrespectful to everyone in the group because everyone's like, are you going or not? And, you know, and she always does this. And then, like, why should we be expected to guess what your, you know, your answer, you know? If it's a yes or no, just say yes or no. It's not that serious, you know? And so that happens. And then literally, like, during the plans, she didn't end up going. During the plans, it was like tense. And looking back, think everyone was talking about it without me, which I was like, whatever, you know, like I did say it in the group chat, so obviously like people are gonna talk about it. But and then my friend texted me after the day after, and she was like, hey, I wasn't gonna say anything early. I didn't want to say anything, but now like I feel like you should apologize to her because what you did was like really uncalled for and like out of line. And I just felt like, you know, we got into an argument because I was like, okay, I'm sorry about how I did it. You know, I shouldn't have done it in the group chat, but that's all I'm sorry for. Everything else, I would have done the same. If I was to just text her in, like one-on-one, I would have been like, I find your lack of communication disrespectful. You know, I would have still just been just as passive aggressive and rude because I felt disrespected. You know, I felt really disrespected in all of that, you know? I feel like, yes, I made some mistakes and I did some things wrong, but like, I feel like it was either me do things the way I felt like doing it because I felt like I was being disrespected, or B, I would have been a doormat, you know? And I was still ending up being a doormat because I told everyone specifically, I don't want a full car. I don't like having a full car. It's dangerous. It's not ideal. My family's not over here. So if something happens, that's just very expensive. So it would have just been me and two other people in my car. So 3 people in my car, including me. By the end of the plans, everyone was like, hey, can you take us home? Can you do this? And I was just kind of irritated because I was like, I literally specified I don't want a full car. And you guys still like asked me knowing that, because I was like, what am I going to do? You know, like ditch them here and leave them? You know, like they can't, you know, what are they going to do? Like, how are they going to get around? You know, like they clearly didn't take the initiative to like come up with another plan. You know, like I was clearly like a plan A. Like they clearly were thinking, let's just ask him, he's gonna say yes, you know, as opposed to being like, okay, let's plan this out. If he says no, then we can do this, you know? And it just kind of like I felt really, and no one offered me gas money, dude. That's another thing that really irritated me because it's clearly an inconvenience for me. I would have said no to the gas money, but it's just that principle of like considering my situation and the fact that I'm driving literally everyone when I told you guys I don't want a full car. And so that just kind of felt like I just felt very disrespected because of that too. Everyone's like, thank you for driving. And it's like, no, you can thank me in cash, okay? Because gas is expensive over here. And clearly nobody thought to consider how I felt about that, you know? And yeah, I fell out with the whole group. I just don't talk anymore. And then fast forward maybe like 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, a little over a month ago, I texted my friend and I was like, hey, can we talk? And she literally goes, what do you have to say? And I tell her my intention is to fix this and I want to repair the relationship. And I was like telling her, I was like, I basically spilled my guts to her. I was like, I feel like this was a very minute situation. And I feel like there's a lot of resentment between us. And I want to discuss it. And so I laid out everything, what happened ever since I got to California. Because I wanted to open up a conversation and I wanted to know how she felt about everything. Because I've never really got like how she felt about it. It was like a whole book. And then like literally the other night, so like a month later, she's like, I just needed to think about this and I've just been really busy, so sorry for not responding, but I honestly don't know what to say anymore and this doesn't really feel like an apology. And so I was like, okay, I would like to come pick up my stuff then because she has some of my stuff. So I'm probably gonna go get it tomorrow. She's like, okay, just let me know, I'll leave your stuff on the porch. It just, we've been friends our whole lives, you guys. We literally were born in the same hospital. And I'm very attached to her, but if I had to be honest, I feel like time's up. I really do feel like the time is up for it. And I feel like I can only try so hard and put so much effort in, because it's like, what do you want me to apologize for? You know, how am I supposed to apologize for something where I literally don't know how you feel? You know, how am I supposed to consider your feelings when you're not telling me how you're feeling? You know, how am I supposed, I just feel like and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, maybe it's obvious, you know, maybe, but clearly it's not obvious to me. And I'm not being told what happened, you know? I was told that how I did what I did last summer was uncalled for. So I apologize for how I did it, not what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will not say sorry for what I said, because what I said is what I said and I meant it. I will never apologize for that. I felt disrespected and that was that. I shouldn't have said it in the group chat and that was all. That was the only thing about it that was tacky. And I hate to think that, like, even if, and what I really hate to think is that they are all like talking about me, you know, like getting in groups and, you know, talking smack about me, clearly voicing how they feel and what they think what I did was wrong, but like, you can't tell me. And it's like, you've known these people for a fraction of the time that we've known each other, and you can't, and it's like, and like, if I don't feel like a safe person to communicate to, then say that, you know, like, say you don't feel like a safe person. You know what I'm saying, you guys? Like, I just feel like I feel like I've just been so like calm and so civilized about it, and I've been very like, you know, apologetic in the ways that I feel like I can be, because I don't know what is going on. And like, I feel like for me, it's like, if you really wanted the connection to work and if you wanted the relationship to continue on, then you would simply just be like, hey, like, I feel like, you know, I don't know, you guys, like, I just feel like there's a lack of effort on her side, and it just really pisses me off, because I'm like, dude, you just don't care, you know, like that. I'm sorry, like, you just don't care. You just don't care. And, you know, like, whatever, you know, I've just, and I feel like it's just been like really taking a toll on me in this way that's kind of like, but then again, I feel kind of liberated. I just don't relate to her anymore. I don't relate to how she's going about her life. I don't relate to some of the things she's done. I don't relate. I just don't. I feel like I am becoming a different person, and I feel like she is prohibiting my growth, and I feel like the universe is blocking her from me. That's the gist of it. I really feel like that is it. I feel like this past few months I've grown so much, and I've met some amazing people, and I feel like, you know, like, not to get emotional, but I, like, the people that I know now, like, I love them so much. Like, the person I went to the concert with last night, I love her so much, dude. Like, I swear. And there's something that's so liberating about it, because I feel like I've just been really afraid of like that happening with her too, you know, where like something happens and like she like doesn't like me or hates my guts. And so I just feel so paranoid, because I'm just like, I don't know why people do that to me, you know, where people expect me to like know everything and they just don't consider how I feel. And when I try to stand up for how I feel, they just want me to forget it and they just want me to only focus on them. And it's like, the minute that I've been like resisting that, like, they just get upset with me, because I don't feel like I'm an inherently bad person, you know? I feel like I'm such a good person and I give it my all. But it's just like, there are times where I can't do that, you know? Like, I not like be a good person, but, you know, like, I can't deal with, you know, compromising my own needs and how I feel for others, you know? I can't do that, you know? It's just not good for me. I've done it before and it really took a toll on me. And the fact that she has witnessed me go through things like that time and time again, and has, you know, held my hand through it, but now she is that, it's just very like hurtful, and I feel betrayed, especially because it was of people that we've known for like not even like how long we've known each other. We've known each other our whole lives. She's known these people max like what, like 5 years. We've known each other for like 10 plus years, you know? And maybe it will come back around. Maybe we'll reconcile one day. But right now, I really don't see that happening. But I feel like it's been making me feel really insecure and like being very clingy with my friends right now. I don't show it, you know, like I don't like ask for reassurance or get clingy with them, but like I get afraid, you know, like but I realized that everything happens for a reason, and that my connections with my friends right now, they all do not need me to overexert myself, you know? I realized that these people, like, I can just accept the idea that they love me and I love them and we relate to each other in that way. And I don't need to do anything extra, because when you love somebody and they love you, it is just free flowing, and there's absolutely nothing extra that you have to do in the connection to, you know, make it thrive, make it not thrive. You know, there's just nothing that needs to happen. And I can tell that they are willing to put in the effort, and so am I. And so I've just been going off of that, and it just, I'm really grateful. That's all I have to say about it. I'm grateful, and I feel like I've just been trying to take that pressure off of myself, because I feel like I'm attached. And I've been like learning and realizing that there's a huge difference between attachment and connection. Attachment, I feel like, is a result of connection. You know, I feel like when you're attached to something, like, it's like you can be attached to something without connecting to it, but you can connect to something and also be attached to it, you know? And whenever I fear losing something, I realize I'm attached to it, you know? But when something makes me feel good too and happy and at peace, I know I'm connecting to it. And so, like, it's just been like really liberating to understand that discernment. And I feel like the way the media portrays it, they're like, attachment's bad, you know? But like, attachment is a good thing, you know? I feel like attachment is one of those things where it makes you fight for something. It makes you, you know, like stand up for something. It makes you, you know, like do what you can, you know? Obviously, there's a certain point where it's like not good, and, you know, like you shouldn't, but, you know, but it's like, I'm very much, I feel connected to my friends, but I also feel attached to them, and that's completely valid. And I was really stressed about money for a little bit, because my credit card was, you know, up, and I just started this job, and I've been telling myself I'm in a better position than I was. And, you know, even if it's struggling, like, I feel like I'm still doing good because I have a job now. And even though it's not a lot of money, it's still money. And then this whole thing with Etsy and, you know, TikTok happened. My mom also lent me some money. And I feel like my life got so much better in the blink of an eye, because there was this day I had to go get my tire changed for my car because there was like a bubble in it, and like I read online that was like a ticking time bomb. Like that tire's gonna explode and I will die, you know? So I was like, okay. So I was getting my tire replaced, and I was in like Downey. If you live in SoCal, like, you know what that is, like Downey, near like maybe Alondra, or like next to Compton, like the good side of it. And I was over there, and I was listening to the song called Nunca Tristes, and I forgot who it's by, but it's like, aquí se siente que todo marcha bien. But basically, the song is about, you know, like never sad, you know, and enjoying the moment and living in it, because it's not gonna return. There's this moment, or there's this line in the song. It's like, este momento ya no va a regresar, something like that. But it's like, you know, like enjoy this moment or something, because it will never return. And something about that, like, just made me really emotional that day, because I was getting, you know, because I was like, this moment's good, you know, like I don't have to worry, it's gonna be okay. And then right after, my mom gave me money to pay off my credit card, this whole thing of TikTok happened, and like I've been meeting all these people, and like I just, oh my god, you guys, like I feel like March and like April was such a turbulent month for me, and it was so difficult, and I was so like heartbroken and stressed out and like devastated, you know, especially because of that situationship, and like how this person had like the nerve to tell me that I still have things I need to heal from, and you know that I'm not okay, and basically making me feel like that there's something wrong with me to where I don't deserve connection, or I don't deserve to like be reassured and taken care of, when I'm like offering that myself, you know, like I don't care, you know, like that just really hurt me. And like I don't want to, I'm not identifying as a victim, you know. I take accountability for the fact that I've made mistakes and that I am not a perfect person, and I still do have things I need to grow from, but I'm trying, you know, I'm trying my best, and I'm putting in, you know, my best effort. And the reason I'm emotional about it is I like accept that. I accept the fact that I'm still young and I still have things to heal from, and I'm not perfect. But the fact that I'm trying and I'm willing to consider others' feelings, even when mine are hurt, and I'm willing to stand up for myself and advocate for myself in areas of my life where I felt completely defenseless, you know? And I feel like I've really upped my standards and leveled up, and that I know what I'm worth, and I know that I'm good enough for the things that I want. And that song just like made me so emotional, because I was like, dude, it really doesn't matter, you know, like it's gonna be fine. And it's just truly about enjoying, you know, this life and enjoying what I have right in front of me. And it just like feels so liberating, you know, that I don't have to worry so much, and that it's really gonna be okay. Let me get tissue. You guys, I got these super cute tissue packs. These are my favorite things in the world. My apologies. I don't mean to like cry or anything, but like I feel like there's no way for me to express this, and I don't really tell my friends about it, because I feel like, you know, for how much I've been through in the past few years since I moved to California, it just feels so nice to finally feel like I am being looked out for after, whether it be a higher power, whether it be myself, whether it be my friends. Like I feel like I came over here, I knew no one, I had nothing. All I had was my car and some extra money. And, you know, I'm very lucky in that I have a car and that I have money. I'm very, very lucky. You know, I will never not acknowledge the fact that I have it so good, but I will not deny the fact that I still have had difficulties and things that I've had to get through to be where I am right now. And it just feels nice to see that like all the effort that I put in and all the fight that I put in is paying off in the form of like really good people in my life, and like something that I care about, you know, like and I just, how does it feel to be like the universe's favorite? You know, that's how I like, that's what I tell myself. Like, how does it feel? I need to stretch. Did you know like this is like the like in like acupuncture, like Chinese like acupuncture, like they like massage this spot because this is apparently where our body stores stress or like sadness. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like when I do that, like what I just did, and like these pop, I feel like it like lets out something. Anyways, you guys, yeah, that's how I've been feeling, and I'm just like, I feel so much better about so many different things in my life. And even though I still feel very much under pressure and there's a lot to get done, I feel like it is like I believe in it, you know, it is in the name of something that I want. Also, look at my plant. I like cut it up. I think I'm going to like do this as like a cover photo. Actually, no, because that's like not relevant to the video. That's cute. I like that one. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that's like the bulk of how I've been feeling. And I also wanted to talk about my love life because you guys, I'm not talking to anyone, okay? That's not what this is. I know you guys, I realized, okay, that guy that I was talking to, I met him on Tinder. Stop doing dating apps. Just stop it. Just, it's not working. People who seek genuine connection will not do it through an app. And I full-heartedly take responsibility for the fact that I try, okay? I need to stop. It always ends up in my feelings getting hurt. It never works. It's never a vibe. And I'm just like, you know what? Let's just stop. This person was not worth my time or energy, and they clearly have things that they like. If you're 4 years older than me, don't just stop. You know, like you're wasting my time. You're wasting my time. I don't like them, and I hope they get it together. And yeah, so I apologize to this person because we like talked maybe 2 years ago, like 2022, and we reconciled, and we've just been like friends. But he be flirting with me, so I'm like, I hope you know I'm not looking for nothing like that with you, you know. But you know, he's a good person. I hope we can just be friends, and I hope we can just like, you know, because I feel like when a guy compliments me, it's like giving like we're in love. But like low key, I give girls compliments all the time, you know. Like, can we just not like? Can I just not be friends with a guy, you know? Like, so that's what I'm doing. And then, oh my gosh, you guys. So this person came to my work and they were looking for me. I have to burp. Excuse me, that was gross. And they called me pretty one day, and then they came. Sorry, it was my friend. But my friend, she told me that he liked me, and he came back the other day to like look for me, and he was all talking to me. I was like, sorry y'all, like I feel like for how much I do want a connection, I'm scared. You know, I'm terrified. I want to be in a relationship. I want to find love. I want to, you know, take care of somebody and be taken care of. But I feel like, you know, like deep down, like I want it really bad, and I'm thinking about it all the time, and I'm always looking for it, like unconsciously in the world. But I feel like deep down, like I really feel like, or like I feel like I'm scared. You know, that thing that went down in March really left a scar. It didn't leave a scar because we only talked about like, but it like agitated an existing wound, and I was just like, dude, I don't think I can handle that again. I really don't. I don't think I could handle stressing out about someone's whereabouts. I don't think I can handle being attached to somebody. I don't think I can handle somebody text like just wanting to talk to somebody and they don't want to talk to me. I just can't handle the no reassurance. I can't handle somebody not wanting to hear me out and listen to how I feel and not wanting to tell me how they feel. I just don't want to do it again. I really don't. And that was so exhausting. I don't know what a healthy relationship is supposed to feel like. I've never been in one, and I feel like now I'm just kind of like, you know what? Like, I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm comfortable, like, being by myself. Also, you guys, I just feel like I've healed a part of myself towards, like, I feel like I unconsciously seek insecure people because I want to feel secure. And I feel like the way by doing that is being with somebody that's insecure. But, like, I feel like there's a lot of repercussions that come with that because they're insecure. And they clearly see me as competition. And they try to put me down, knock me down a peg, make me feel bad. And it's just like, whatever, dude. Because that person was very much jealous of me. And I feel like it's just time to let go. And okay guys, this is gonna sound a little bit weird, and I need you guys to bear with me. Also, I want to get my ears pierced again. I was supposed to do that with my friend the other day, but we didn't. I want to see my friend again. I think I'm gonna text her after this. But I went to the club a few times actually, and I used to hate on clubbing, you know, like strip clubs and stuff like that. I hated it. I really did. I was such a prude, even though I like, you know, like watch videos online, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna lie about it. You guys, I'm a young adult. I'm a young man, and I feel like you guys should already know the vibes. I'm just being honest about it. I don't want to be like, oh, you know, like, and then you guys are like, whatever, like, we know, you guys know, especially because a lot of you guys are older than me. You guys know. But I went to the strip club, and I saw like strippers, or like I went to WeHo, I went to West Hollywood, and I went to a few gay clubs, and there were strippers there, and you guys, that changed my whole perspective on life. Entire perspective. There's like a lot to like break down here, okay? So I need you guys to bear with me, and I have to say, if you are triggered by people talking about body like types and stuff, this is all I'm going to talk about for the rest of the video, so I do recommend clicking off, but I feel like I need to be honest about this because, anyways. So, I went around like Cinco de Mayo, and there was this one stripper, and he was like by far the most beautiful man I had literally ever seen in my life. And, you know, if you go to WeHo, or you know what WeHo is, like, I don't consider myself like an avid clubber. I love clubbing. It is fun, and I do like the networking aspect of it. I don't drink when I'm there. It's funny because, okay guys, quick off topic. The guy who called me pretty, he seen me at WeHo, and he thought I was drunk, but it's just how I act. Like literally, I'm just that fun of a person where I don't need alcohol. That's feedback. Okay, that's data. Like, that's not me. Anyways, I just like to go for fun. I just really like the networking aspect. I love meeting people. And I like to feel more connected to the community. Even the community is kind of like trash, but anyways, that's for another day. So this stripper was so beautiful, and I actually mustered up the courage to like tip him, and like I did like these gestures because I was too shy. Because you guys, I appreciate strippers. I feel like they are like great people, and I'm terrified after what I've been through of like touching somebody, even if I pay them and they don't want to be touched by me. You know, can you imagine? Because like there were people like grabbing these strippers, you know, like they were like grabbing them, like licking them, like feeling them up, like, and it's just like obviously that's like a stripper and they're like supposed to like deal with that. But I just like felt bad, you know, because it's like, dude, like I know, like, I don't know how they feel, but I was just like death. Like, I wanted to be like, here's money. Can I touch you? You know? And like, obviously it's like whatever. But I just like feel bad because I don't want to like, you know, like make them uncomfortable, you know? Like, I don't want them to feel like unsafe or something. And obviously, like, they were men, so they were all like very like muscular guys, so like obviously something happened, they can like defend themselves. But I still just feel like men have feelings too, you guys, and like, you know, like obviously men are kind of like trashy and they're kind of like not a vibe, but like they still have feelings and they still have bodies, and like they have a relationship with their body. And when it's disrespected, like obviously like they're gonna be hurt and like traumatized by that. So I'm like scared, okay? So I give him $2, and he like was like, what are you saying? You know, like, what do you, I didn't say anything, but I like did these gestures to suggest like what I wanted. And he like grabs my hand and like just makes me like touch him, and then like I just like slide my hand down like down his leg and whatnot, you know, I like touched his like torso. That's all I did, you know. And I felt kind of bad because I feel like he did that because he was like, oh, like I don't know what he was thinking or what he was feeling, but anyways, I hope I didn't like make him uncomfortable like that. I know I sound like such a prude, or I sound like like an idiot, but like listen, you guys, I've been like sexually assaulted before, and I'm just like, I can't imagine ever inflicting that on another person. The first time I went to the club, this person, they came, like, I told them, I was like, hey, you're really handsome, you know, and he's like, oh, do you want to dance? He was drunk, and he asked me to make out, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that, you know, like, I can't. If you were sober and you asked me that, absolutely, like, we're going to town, but like, you're drunk, I don't want to do that. And I'm scared, you know, especially because I'm sober. Maybe if I was drunk, it'd be kind of like a different story. I feel like that's like a gray area. But I was sober, and I feel like it'd be very wrong and very weird if I like, you know, took advantage of a drunk person. You know, like that's like giving like that's giving predator. Okay, like that's giving not good. Anyways, I followed him on Instagram, and or like he followed me and I requested to follow him, but then he just like removed me. I don't know. I was like, oh, we could have just been like clubbing buddies, but I guess not. And yeah, the reason I changed my perspective is because you guys, being like a skinny legend that I am, is just like, I feel like I've my whole life been, you know, a lot of, you need to eat more, or like, why are you so skinny? Like, are you okay? You know, and like obviously like being skinny is like the beauty standard, but it's like it like as a man, like I feel obligated to put on more weight. I feel like I need to like be bigger or something. And it's just like, I like my body. I feel like there's a lot of things I can do with my body because I'm skinny, like the way I dress, and I'm just like, no, like I like my body. I like the way I'm built, and I'm not gonna change it because you want me to change. But I've always liked, you know, very like muscular men, you know, like very like built or like bigger men. And I feel like I kind of like went off track for a little bit to where I would just like, you know, like bigger guys, like, you know, like chubby, like big men. And this is why I feel like there's like a gray, because on one hand I genuinely am attracted to bigger guys, while on the other hand I feel like one of their appeal to me was the fact that they're insecure about their bodies, and I feel like I would go after them to feel secure in the relationship, you know? Because I remember this one guy that I was with, he was like bigger, and he was like, I can't believe a skinny boy like you likes a big guy like me, you know? And I was like, what do you mean? You know, like that's not, I like what I like, you know? I don't. And so I remember I just like learned that, and I took advantage of that for a while, which was very wrong of me. But, you know, it happens. But after touching like a man that is like, you know, like he is like, he's been at the gym, he's been at that establishment, like, which by the way, you guys, okay, that's another topic. It kind of made me realize, I was like, these people are human too. And I know that's kind of like a duh, but I feel like as like somebody like, I feel like we put like very muscular men like on a pedestal as like a society. You know, I feel like we kind of just like, there's like a lot of like things to it, you know. And I don't want to break it down because obviously I myself am not like a muscular man, so I don't know what that standard is like and how it feels. But what I can say is I can see that there are people too, and that they have insecurities too, and that they are attracted to what they're attracted to. And after this experience, I'm like, oh, maybe I will find like a man that's like that, that's into skinny legends like me. And I'm just like, oh my god, like just like the thought of that being possible makes me happy. I don't even have to end up being with them. I just have to think about it, and I'm like, you know what? One of them has thought I'm cute, and that's all I need. You know, like that's, I'm satisfied. Like let's we can move on now. You know, like let's just get along and just like move along. It's not that serious. But yeah, it just like just thinking about it makes me happy. Like I hate the gym though. I would never go. I've tried. I don't know why, but like whenever I go to the gym, I've been a few times. It gives me hamster on a wheel. You know, I feel like I'm a hamster on a wheel, doing the same thing over and over, and I don't like it. If I were to work out, I'd rather do like something that's like more purposeful, like yoga or like Pilates, or like, like going on a hike, or like just like more organic ways of like building muscle, and like like becoming more flexible. I feel like that's how I would want to do it. I don't really care to like lift weights. I just feel like it's very repetitive, it's boring, it's like painful. And not to like hate on people that do, like we love you guys, but like I appreciate that there are people that are like that, but for me, I just can't do it. You know? I feel like that's everything. I want to get my car fixed. Like the steering wheel is still very stiff, so I hope that I can, like get that sorted out soon. Like I hope I can make some monies, fix that, or maybe my parents will call me and they're like, hey, like, is your car okay? And I'm like, no. And then like, what's wrong with it? Like, get it fixed, and maybe, I don't know, manifest with me. Also want to get more stuffs. Yeah, I don't know. So I got this chain from HRH, and I just want to talk about it real quick because I feel like it's very significant to me. So here it is. She calls it her luxury love chain. And the reason I like it so much is, one, it's so pretty. Like, look at this. And let me just put it on for you real quick. Okay, is that not so cute? But I got this chain, or I wanted to get it when I was talking to that guy in March, because it's called the love chain. So I wanted to wear this with the sweater that I took from him as like like love chain. Yeah, I'm wearing the sweater of like the person that I'm falling in love with, even though we've only been together for a month, and we weren't even official, but you know my idea. And so I wanted to wear this, but I decided to get it anyways as like, first of all, it's cute. And second of all, I wanted to get it as like a tribute to me, like I love myself. But now I feel like, maybe I'll find somebody else that like will love me, and I can love them, and I can wear this and, appreciate them. Obviously, I don't know if that'll happen because I'm like scared, but like, But yeah, that's all I have this week, you guys. I hope to continue talking to you more. I'm going to talk to you more. I don't like when people are like, I hope I will, and then they don't. Like, I will talk to you more. I will. I will try to get back on the schedule. Maybe it won't be every Sunday like I hope it would be, but long time no see. I hope you guys are doing well. I love you so much. Bye.